All right, we'll begin inshallah. All right. Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa ala. وشرائط التيمم 5 أشياء: وجود العذر بالسفر أو مرض، ودخول وقت الصلاة، وطلب الماء، وتعذر استعماله، وإعوازه بعد الطلب، والتراب الطاهر له غبار، فإن خالته جس أو رمل لم يجزم. Okay, go ahead. Sister Wahida.
There are 5 conditions of making dry ablution time. The existence of an excuse because of traveling or sickness, the time of prayer having entered, seeking water, an excuse or incapacity to use water after seeking it, and the existence of pure wood containing dirt, and if it is mixed with gypsum and sand, it does not suffice.
Okay.
So if it's mixed with gypsum and sand, you can't use that.
No, it has to be just soil. Yeah. وَفَرَائِدُهُ أَرْبَعَةُ أَشْيَاء. So this is the condition for which allows you to make tayammum, when these things exist: hardship, right? And the time of prayer, right? Here is شرط التيمم 5 أشياء. وجود العذر, that you have a hardship. وجود العذر is that you have a hardship because of travel or because of a sickness, right? وَدُخُولُ وَقْتِ الصَّلَاةِ, when the time of prayer enters. وَطَلَبَ الْمَاءِ, like for example, the time of prayer enters, and the water, typically in some, they used to have barrels or different, so the water is outside and you have to go get it. If you go get it, right, or you have to seek it, maybe in the well or something, takes time, right? Takes time, and you're gonna miss the time for salah. Asr is coming in. You just woke up. You didn't make dhuhr. Asr is coming in. What do? In that case, you do tayammum and you pray, and it's done. You see that? As long as, if there's a hardship. So that's wujud al-udhr. That there is a hardship that exists. Okay? And then, the obligatory parts of tayammum. وفرائده 4 أشياء: النية، مس الوجه، ومس اليدين مع المرفقين، والترتيب. So here, next, Sister Khadija.
It has 4 obligatory actions: intention, washing the face,
Mhm.
wiping the hands up to and including the elbow and the foot.
No. The next one is وَسُنَنُهُ 3 أشياء, and the sunnah 3 أشياء: التسمية، وتقديم اليمنى على اليسرى، والموالاة. Same. Go ahead. Next.
It has 3 recommended actions: saying Bismillah,
Mhm.
Nurahim, wiping the right limb before the left,
Mhm.
performing the actions consecutively.
Good, mashallah. So the most authentic, there's a difference of opinion. The most authentic opinion about the wiping is on only the hands. So you wipe the hands. Look, you don't have to wipe until the elbows, right? That's the most authentic. Even in the book, they will give you the hadith. So here you have the text. You can go and reference, right, and go back, right, because this is explained in this is what the author got, but this is explained in, like, the explanation of this. I studied it 3 years in Azhar, right? It's like 1,200 pages with detail. Now, I'm just doing the prayer of the traveler in a book that's a second level to this, and that's on page 700. On the text like this, it's page 70. I'm on page like 720, something like that. I've been studying that 1 year for Iftah. So now that's in the book in Fiqh Sunnah. You have, there is, just to let you know the page, inshallah. On page, wudu, ghusl, tayammum. Okay. On page 66, there is a section that says how to perform tayammum, and then it mentions, how to do it, the steps. Okay, that's that little paragraph that it contains the hadith and all that related in Bukhari and Muslim. Okay, so that's the hadith by Ammar ibn Yasir. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So the fara'id is the sunnah is say Bismillah, wiping the right and left, starting with the right, then left, and then consecutively. What invalidates tayammum? الذي يبطل التيمم ثلاثة أشياء ما أبطل الوضوء ورؤية الماء في غير وقت الصلاة والردة. Three things. Okay, who's next? Mama? Or Shanaz? Did you read?
Yeah, I read.
Okay, sister.
Okay, I'll read it.
Go ahead, read. And then show Mama what. He said he's watching you. He said you can't escape. You know how many times you escaped when you weren't here? Just. Finally, Sister Shanaz. What?
You got thrown out of the bus, girl.
That's
why she
Thrown
said
out
she
of
had
the
a
bus.
good class. Because she gave me-
See, you could get me in trouble. She got thrown under the bus.
No, she participated all the time.
Anything that invalidates ablution, seeing or finding water before praying, and apostrophe, may Allah protect us.
No. So those are three things. So whenever, if there's tayammum, you lose wudu, then you have to make tayammum, right? You have to make wudu. If you have water, then you make wudu, right? You use wudu. Like now, if you make tayammum, you make salah, right? And you later on you find water, you don't have to redo the salah. You already did it, khalas. If you want to make sunnah and all that, it's okay. But that salah is valid because you had the legitimate conditions, okay? وَصَاحِبُ الْجَبَائِرِ يَمْسَهُ عَلَيْهَا. So this is the person who has like a cast or a splint, right? وَصَاحِبُ الْجَبَائِرِ يَمْسَهُ عَلَيْهَا وَيَتَيَمَّمُ وَيُصَلِّي وَلَا عَادَةَ عَلَيْهِ إِنْ كَانَ وَضَعَهَا عَلَى الطُّهْرِ. Jay. So this is extremely important. Who's next? Sister Taslima.
Someone with a split lights over the split, or cast, or bandage, perform dry ablution and then pray. If is not required to repeat, pray. If the split was applied while he was in a state of premarital purity,
That's the condition. The condition is you have to have wudu. You
and is not on limbs on which dry ablution is made the face and arms up to the elbow.
good. So the splint, if it's placed like a family member, let's say, helps the person make wudu, and then dries it, and then let them put the cast, then that cast is put on purity, right? If it's the area of wudu, then what do? You wash all the other parts, and this part you just wipe over it. You don't have to wet it. You just wipe over it, and it covers. You don't have to put water inside, right? Because then, right, if you have, it's not good, right? So that's why you can. But if you didn't put it on purity, then you repeat those prayer. You see that? How easy it can be, and how difficult it can be as well.
So let me say like I break my leg or something and I have a cast on,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't have wudu at the time when I put the cast on. So even though I pray, I mean like whatever parts I could do besides there and I pray, it's not valid.
You still get the reward for the prayers and all that, because sometimes it's beyond your capacity. You understand? Like, it's if you consciously have the ability to do it, then no. Like if you choose, if you have the option to request, like if you can speak, but let's say you're unconscious and you broke a leg and they took care of you and you wake up with a cast, right? What are you gonna do? You just make the intention that if you had the option, you would request it. But that's in our situation, in the hospitals, you don't always have that option. You just gotta go with the flow, right? So
Because if, for example, if somebody's sick on bed and they want to pray, but they can't get up, or they have to call a nurse or somebody to assist them to the bathroom.
so
If they're like plugged in with a bunch of stuff and they.
you know
can't
what
get
they
up.
can do? They can do tayammum. If it's hard to go make wudu, just make tayammum. That's why in the Methodists, in the musalla, they have a little box for tayammum. So that right. So that's available. So that's making it easy. If a person it's hard for them to go to the bathroom, or it's hard for them to make wudu, and then
Can't get up.
right can't get up, and then you just make tayammum. Here, go here, 1 2, this, the face done. Now put the cast. See how easy?
I saw that, but I saw they have a few in MD Anderson. It's for time.
Yeah, mashallah.
There's some sun in there, I guess.
Yeah.
That'll make it easy.
Yeah. So that's what the tayammum is, to make it easy in that situation, right? So if you do that, then that covers for the wudu, and then they put the cast. It's good. All right. Types of filth. We're almost done, inshallah. Okay, there's just 2 pages. All right. وكل ماء خرج من السابلين نجس إلا المني وغسل جميع الأبوال والأرواث واجب إلا بول الصبي الذي لم يأكل الطعام فإنه يطهر برش الماء عليه. فضل brother Amshad.
Anything wet that exists from the genitals is filth, except for fluid release during orgasm.
Mani.
Washing all urine and feces.
Feces.
Okay.
Except
Is
the
obligatory except for urine from
a male infant.
from a male infant who has not eaten food, and it may be purified by sprinkling the affected area with water.
Good. So this is the difference. So it's not that he hasn't eaten, it's that he's nursing. This baby infant is nursing. That's what I mean. The infant.
Not the female?
No, the female, no. Yeah. Now, so the male infant, yeah. So here, what is meant, I will get the explanation for that point. Make a note of it. I will have to research now and get the full, right? Now, ولا يُؤْفَى عن شيء من النجاسات إلا يسير من الدم والقيه لا نفس له سائلة إذا وقع في الإناء ومات فيه فإنه لا ينجسه. Next.
Filth is inexcusable except for small amounts of blood and pus and living things which do not possess his flowing blood, if they fall in a container and die therein, and do not render it filthy.
No. Next is والحيوان كله طاهر إلا الكلب والخنزير وما تولد منهما أو من أحدهما والميتة وكلها نجسا إلا السمك والجراد والآدمي. So that the excuse, this that's mentioned here, that which doesn't have blood and all that, that's where the fly causes, the fly, the bees, all that. All right. So the next one.
All animals are pure except for dogs, pigs, and offspring of both of them or one of them are pure animals. Dead animals which are not in slaughter
Mm-hmm.
Another question on dogs.
Yes.
Is dog permissible in your house?
Yeah, we do. We did that one already.
We did it, man. We did it. We did it. We talked about it already.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we did.
With a dog.
We addressed it.
It's only like if the saliva touch you or something, then you have to like, you
What
have
about
to
if I
take a
want a
shower,
dog?
right?
I want a dog too.
Uh-huh. Are you serious?
Yeah. I used to have 3 dogs before.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like we look at, there is, no, again, we look at the realities of here, like in Texas and Houston and all that, right? You have like break-ins, right? Like just today, right? The father, somebody was breaking in and he shot him. You know, he told him go away, and after he warned him, the guy broke in and was getting and the wife took the kids and went to the master bedroom, and the owner of the house, the guy that had a gun, shot him. Now, one deterrent is if you have a dog. You understand? People get scared when you hear a dog. So you have to choose. So either you have a gun or you have a dog. I'm just saying, understanding. I'm not giving a rule. I'm just understanding our reality, right? They know that alarm. It takes approximately 8 minutes for it to communicate to the police. In 3 minutes you can rob a place.
Yeah.
Okay, in 3 minutes, you could go in and out. Because you kind of already studied the place. So now we look at the juristic point of view, right? What is the ruling of a dog? So we mentioned that according to the Shafii madhab, the saliva of the dog is impure. Wulugh al-kalb. That's wulugh. That's what it means. Now the dog itself, no, right? Now the dog, of course, the skin doesn't purify and all that, but in regards of the Hanafi madhab, the Maliki madhab has a valid proof too. And this valid proof is that in the Quran, when it talks about the hunting dog, right? This hunting dog that gets the prey. Look, it gets the prey and it brings it to the owner, right? Never, it is not mentioned that the owner has to purify that animal. He just say Bismillah, slaughter it, and that's it. He doesn't purify 7 times. That's the proof from the Maliki madhab that the dog that is not impure. They have a valid proof, right? So you look at all of these, the 4 schools, and what are their opinions, right?
What?
Now, let me just get one point. So now, why is it important to know that? Like, not for everybody, but for us to know that there's differences of opinion. And differences of opinion is a mercy, right? Now, let me show you why. When I was in the political campaign, and I was visiting 40 homes a day, 40 homes a day, maybe 90% plus of the homes had dogs. Now, that means that the percentage that I'm going to interact and shake hands with somebody that has interacted with a dog is very likely. So, that brings about what? A hardship. Or the hardship is you can save yourself and be like, you know what? I'm sorry, I can't touch you at all. Not doing it. My boss, I'm sorry,
Then you're gonna lose
I can't.
your vote.
You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your food, right? I can't touch you because you're impure, number 1, right? And number 2 is if you tell them why, I can't touch you because you have a dog, they love the dog more than they love everything, even their own kids. So you just offended them. That means you get double fired, not fired once. You get fired, rehired, and fired again. Because you offended their dog, their best friend. Right? So it's so that's or you can say, you can quit the job. It's impossible. When I saw that reality by living it, you come now. I'm going in this campaign fi sabilillah, for the sake of Allah, right? For the sake of doing good, of promoting good, of enjoying good. Go. The door opens. A dog runs out. Friendly dog, just a friendly dog comes and jumps on me and this. Now, man, I was gonna, after this visit, I was gonna pray dhuhr. What happened now? Right? And then, okay, I make dhuhr. I washed myself 7 times. I had the water to drink or to, okay, let me just wash myself. Go to the next house, another dog. Right? So when I saw that, and I'm Shafii, okay? When I saw that, I said I would go based, and I don't like, I'm saying based on our reality in the city that we live in Pearland, Texas. I'm going to be specific because this is going to be on YouTube. On Pearland, Texas, in the city that we live in, close to maybe 90% plus of people have dogs in their homes. So we look at it from the political perspective, the fight, against, the weapons or the right. So that's an alternative. I think that's a valid alternative. So for example, I myself, if I have to choose, then I would choose a dog for safety reasons. And for safety reasons, you can't have a dog.
But I have 3 things that I saw and working in a medical setting I saw. For students, they relieve stress, especially dogs. So most students, they have dogs. Another thing is MD Anderson cancer. They do allow certain association, they bring in dogs in the hospital because it relieve stress and pain from the patient. What was the other one? Another one I forgot. But that should be okay, right?
Yeah. So that's even the dog, even like and we have to cater to that. I'm gonna say. For example, there's a person who's blind. There's a person who has a dog that's a helper. Now, I'm not talking about your home. I'm talking about the house of Allah. If they need it, we need to cater to their need. That's not an option. That's a hardship. That's their condition. It's different than somebody has a dog for a pet. This person has a dog as it's a component of what's missing in their ability. That dog is helping them.
But you kind of see it in reality because not only movies, but you see it in reality. When a dog gets close to its owner, nobody can have the owner.
Yeah,
Plus they get
yeah,
so
and they're
close.
loyal. They're loyal.
Very loyal.
Yeah.
More better than kids.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said that.
It had one story where this
No,
boy
it's
was
true.
home alone, and the dog was there, and somebody tried to break in the house, and the dog attacked the person, so the
Yeah.
dog saved the boy.
So that's why. I mean, when you understand these realities, I mean, it's not about like I don't like to I don't like to go into explicitly just saying halal haram. I like to understand the circumstances, and then understand the differences to see, how can I I will apply the school that I follow, but I won't just impose it or impose one opinion if I know that, because what we mentioned about Imam Shafii, the old school and the new school, you see that? He changed his fatwa, his ruling, when he went from one place to another. So what we have here also is the different circumstances. So we have to take those things in consideration. Otherwise, we make our religion very rigid, right? And there is a book by Scott Peck. It's called The Different Drum. And I think I mentioned it before. The Different Drum. And there is I posted on Facebook the three levels of the four levels of spirituality. I will take it and share it with you all. But it says the first level is the chaotic stage, is that the person believes but doesn't practice, right? The second is that the person has a leap of faith and they become very institutionalized. It's black and white. There's nothing else. There's no budge. It's just like that, right? Then, because the reality is, when you go to religious institutions, you have a lot of people that don't practice black and white. So some people, they say, you know what? I want to save my deen from being corrupted by being with these people. So they kind of, this is where you get the non-denominational. I believe in God, but I don't go to an institution. I don't go to church. I don't go to mosque because I just don't want to associate myself with these people who have corrupt practices. You understand? So then, if a person is sincere and continues seeking, so number one, chaotic. Number two, institutionalized. Number three, they disassociate themselves, right? And then number four, if they're sincere, they continue learning. They begin to look into. They mature. They begin to look. They begin to look into the wisdom. What's the wisdom? Okay, this is black and white, but what's the wisdom behind it? Right? And what's the objective? Like, you look at that. So, okay, let's finish this off, inshallah. See the dog?
I have one more about that.
Brother, I'm just making up, man. He's got.
No, let
No,
me
it's
just
it.
mention.
Go ahead.
You know, it's like in Trinidad, right? I had dogs, but they were loose, and
Yeah.
but in here in America, with the weather condition, you cannot have dog too hot, too cold.
Exactly. So yeah. So you
Any
have.
animal you can't have.
So you have to be like, any dogs have died, outside,
Yeah.
because people leave them outside,
Yes, do me a favor, don't say none of this in front of Imki and Sarah inside, please.
He's watching the video now.
No, he's not. He's watching it too.
I'm gonna play this video for him.
I'm gonna send. He spends time with me, and I'll read books
No,
with
you're
him.
gonna throw me under the bus, aren't you?
You get the dog.
I have a cat, but I didn't want it.
You get the dog.
Oh, my sinus headache is going even further.
Okay, so there's two more points. That's it. إذا تخللت الخمرة بنفسها طهرت وإن تخلل بطهر شيء فيها لم تطهر. Next, who is next? فضل قال وحيدة. Vinegar.
Vinegar?
Yeah.
Oh. Wine becomes pure when it turns into vinegar on its own. It does not become pure if it turns into vinegar because a foreign substance is added to it. Huh. Okay.
إذا تخللت بنفسها. They have the proof and all that. This is just the okay. Menstruation and postnatal bleeding. يخرج من فرج 3 دماء دم الحيض والنفاس والاستحاضة. والحيض هو الدم الخارج من فرج المرأة على سبيل الصحة من غير سبب الولادة ولونه أسود محتدم اللذة. والنفاس هو الدم الخارج عقب الولادة. والاستحاضة هو الدم الخارج في غير أيام الحيض والنفاس. So because I memorized it, I know what word is missing in the Arabic text. Yeah. Okay. Next. This is a bigger one, mashallah. Wow. Okay. أقل الحيض اليوم وليلة وأكثره 15 يوما وغالبه 6 و7. أقل النفاس لحظة وأكثره 60 يوما وغالبه 40 يوما. وأقل الطهر بين حيضتين 15 يوما ولا حد لأكثر. أقل زمن تحيض فيه المرأة 9 سنين وأقل الحمل 6 أشهر وأكثر 4 سنين وغالبه 19. So some of these things that are mentioned here are also taken in consideration region, like when does the girl menstruate or this and that. That's based on region, different environment, so we don't kind of just go strictly with these points as well. Okay, go ahead, Sister Khadija.
3 types of blood exit from the vagina: menstrual, postnatal, and irregular. Menstrual blood is blood that normally exits from a woman's vagina and without being caused by delivery. It is black in color, hot, and pungent. Postnatal bleeding is the blood that exits after childbirth. Irregular bleeding, istihada, is blood that exits outside of the days of menstrual and postnatal bleeding. The minimum duration for menstruation is 24 hours. The maximum duration is 15 days. The average duration is 6 or 7 days. The maximum duration for postnatal
The minimum?
The minimum duration for postnatal bleeding is a single instant. Its maximum is 60 days. The most average duration is 40 days. The minimal duration of purity between two menstrual cycles is 15 days, which has no maximum limit. The minimum age at which a woman menstruates is 9 lunar years. The minimum duration for pregnancy is 6 months. The maximum duration is 4 years. The most common duration is 9 months.
Good. So, وَيَخْرُجُ inshallah, these things, like I said, these are, I mean, it will tell you the least, the average, right? The maximum, and the average, which is like 9 months. So it's common for us. But,
4 years.
yeah, we will have to, that's another thing to look at, right? So mark it, inshallah. And then you send it to me on the Hangouts, and we will. ويحرم بالهيد 8 أشياء: الصلاة والصوم وقراءة القرآن ومسح المصحف وحمله ودخول المسجد والطواف والوطء والاستمتاع بمسرة ركبته. ويحرم على الجنوب 5 أشياء: الصلاة والطواف وقراءة القرآن ومسح المصحف وحمله واللبث في المسجد. ويحرم على المحدث 3 أشياء: الصلاة والطواف ومسح المصحف وحمله. Okay, so we have 3 parts. So 1 to 8, Sister Shanaz. 8 things.
8 things are unfaithful because of menstruation and
Unlawful.
prayer.
Unlawful.
You said
Eight.
unfaithful, it's unlawful.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yes.
8 things that are unlawful
Mhm.
because of
No.
menstruation and postnatal bleeding.
Thinking about that dog. That's why.
A Rottweiler is coming your way to the.
Let's continue. Or we can. Mama's just laughing at us. She's like,
Reciting the Quran, touching and carrying the Quran, entering the mosque, circumambulating the
Mhm.
Kaaba, intercourse, and seeking sexual enjoyment from the area between woman's navel and knee.
So if I, like on Friday, I'm sorry,
Mhm.
like on Friday prayer, if a woman is menstruating, she can't come listen to the khutbah in the mosque?
It's best because to not be in the prayer area. It's best. But for example, there's situations where you bring in a relative, or you bring in, so it's better to. But if you come in to study like this, this is a place for multiple usages, right? If you're going through the masjid, if you're coming for a particular reason, that's different, because our masajid are just not. They're like community centers. We have so many different types of, there's schools and so on.
So if somebody come like for Juma, like a person one
Yeah.
year khutbah just to
Yeah, you just don't pray. You just don't pray.
just stay in the back. Or
Yeah, no,
something.
you sit in the back.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the thing is the now there's a talk a mention here about reciting the Quran, right? There is another proof, right, that is allowed to recite the Quran, right? Which is, for example, when Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha went to Hajj with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and when she arrived close to Mecca, she got her menstruation, and she became extremely sad. She was going to make Hajj. Okay. So the Prophet ﷺ said, don't make the tawaf. because the tawaf is considered like tahiyat al-masjid. It's a prayer. Okay, don't make the tawaf, but do everything else. Okay, do everything else. Now, when you go between Safa and Marwa, you read Quran. You say the verse of the Quran, Inna Safa wal Marwa min sha'irillah. Right? So the Prophet ﷺ didn't tell her, don't do it. You understand? So because he didn't say not to do it, that's why they say that it is allowed.
Because what about someone who memorized Quran?
To review,
They have
yeah,
the Quran.
so if you review, if you want to review, you don't want to lose it, yeah. If you're studying in a class, yes. So it's just a matter of how to handle it, right? Right, and again, it's the intention and all that.
It's just for prayer, right?
Yeah. No, also like when holding the Quran and all that when you're menstruating, no. But for example, now people put covers. They'll put like a behind the book cover. So the book cover is not part of the Quran. So you're not literally touching the Quran. And sisters in like in Egypt, they will change like the page they will wear gloves, or they will change the page with a pencil or something like that. So they won't touch the pages of the Quran. They will still find way to because they have to go to class. They have to go to school, to the school, the Azhar school, and they do Quran every day. And if you don't do it, you fall behind, right? I mean, so imagine if every month you're missing, and if the menstruation is prolonged like this, like 15 days. If it's prolonged, then how hard would it be for this sister to go every month, miss 15 days of Quran class? It adds up, right? So all of that is taken in consideration. In conclusion, the 5 things that are allowed. Who's next? Mama, you ready? 5 things unlawful for someone.
Everything unlawful for someone in the state of Niger, Janaba, prayer, reciting Quran, touching and carrying the Quran, circumambulating the Kaaba,
Mm-hmm.
and remaining within a mosque.
Mm-hmm.
3 things are unlawful for someone in the state of minor, right, ritual impurity.
Okay. Prayer.
Prayer, circumambulation, the Kaaba, and touching and holding the Quran.
Good. So if you don't have wudu, that means you can read Quran. You can still recite it, right? So here, this is the thing. So we did, mashallah, the whole Kitab al-Taharah. And so these pages that we covered in the book is like 70, with the detail, 75 pages in the book. So in the book it has the hadith and all that. So and then we'll stop here. Next time we'll do the fiqh of salah. We'll do it and we'll finish. The fiqh of salah here, this talks about the virtues, about the times, about the adhan, right, and about the iqama, but that and the obligatory parts, the sunnah acts. But then the volume 2 gets into the other prayers. Okay, so inshallah, I'll send you this also, the PDF of this. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept and bless us all, inshallah, and bless us next week with engaging in tafsir, inshallah. Barakallahu fikum wa ayakum.